met him and act surprised.
Dear Santa Claus, for Christmas this year, I would like to ask for something extra special. Something big. Well, no, Mr. Claus, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking widescreen, Technicolor big. So big. In fact, it's a little scary. Lord, where are my manners? Every year I write you my little letter and it's all about me, me, me. I mean, do I ever bother to ask you if Mrs. Claus suffers from bunions or hangnails or some other nasty ailment? Do I bother to inquire whether your elves are threatening to strike? Do I feel your worry that Rudolph might come down with a nasty case of hoof and mouth disease or worse yet, bird flu? The answer to all these questions is a resounding and shameful no. And even worse yet, although I do acknowledge the gifts you bestowed on me the year before, and it comes at the end of the letter in a most perfunctory manner. What I've neglected to tell you, Santa, is how much your gifts meant to me. Like 3 years ago, when I asked you for someone special in my life. And then 5 days after Christmas, I was strolling through the park and there was Pete, all splayed out in the grass like some wild boy. Well, I glanced at him and he looked back at me with those big old brown eyes and struck me dead if I'm lying and followed me home. I mean, he just bounded up after me, tail wagging and smiling in that cute little doggy way. And, well, Pete's been with me ever since. Now, I may have had another kind of peace of mind when I asked for something special. But I can tell you know me well because I do like my men furry. And then last 2 years ago when I was so desperate to leave my daddy's grocery store and asked you for a new job. And 2 days after the new year, I finally got up the courage to walk into Pretty Nails and Things, and I told Miss Bessie May I wanted to learn to do right proper manicures and pedicures, and that someday I'd learn to do hair, you know, like perms and extensions and weaves. Well, she took me under her wing, yes she did, and she gave me a job, and she taught me everything she knows. I love Miss Bessie May. She's 60 if she's a day, and warm as a Georgia peach cobbler right out the oven. And on days when it gets a little slow in the shop, she reads from the newspaper. Well, now, look here, she'd say, reading from the Post-Dispatch. Millie Benson has reported the theft of several large, valuable items from her home. Now, I have told Millie, if you keep leaving that garage door open, you might as well put up a sign that says, come on in, have yourself anything you want. Lord, I swear, Miss Bessie May reads every word in the newspaper. Oh, she reads a lot of books, too, you know, Danielle Steele, that sort of thing. Of course, there ain't a whole lot more to her life than doing nails and reading. See, Miss Bessie May is what we call homely. Small towns don't often do right by homely women. Of course, small towns don't do right by a lot of us. And then, if you remember last year, I told you I wanted to go to Atlanta to do makeup for all the models at Fashion Week. Don't you know I went? Atlanta! Oh, it was my first time ever in a big city, and Fashion Week was just the craziest, most exciting thing I'd ever done in my whole life. Of course, I didn't exactly get to do makeup for the models, but they let me help out backstage. That was good enough for me. But Santa, I've got to tell you about these girls. They were They were fierce and ferocious and fabulous. Look at this face. This is the face of a model. Oh, I learned this from watching them. I mean, these girls just invented attitude. But you know what? That look that they give, it's not attitude. It's anger. They're pissed off because they're hungry. All the time. I mean, that's all these girls talk about backstage. Which is blah, 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 sour cream, baked potatoes, blah, blah, red juicy steak, blah, blah, chocolate truffles. I mean, I felt so sorry for them. I finally grabbed one of this cute little thing named Mimi, and I said, now, Mimi, I want you to take this here Snickers and I want you to eat it. She just burst right in tears. I stopped myself. Mortified, you might say. You know, Santa, I've learned a lot from these gifts you've given me. Learned that Pete's the best friend anybody could ever have, and that he'll be with me for as long as he lives. As long as I live. Pete's dog. Although I love him to death, he's a dumb person. I still want that special someone in my life. I know. I'm not going to find it here in a small town in Georgia with a population of 3,000 something. And Miss Bessie, man. I learned not only to give the best darn manis and petties and all the South, but there's so much loving in that woman. That's going to rest in my heart for the rest of my life. Like a hot buttered rum that settles real nice in your tummy. I also learned I don't want to be her. I don't want to be 60 and alone and reading out loud crime reports from the Post-Dispatch. I even learned from those ferocious models in Atlanta. Learn it's okay to be hungry. As long as you do something about it when it counts. Santa, I'm awful hungry. I'm hungry for a new life. So that brings me to a big Christmas wish for this year. And it scares the hell out of me to ask it. I want to move to New York. Big Apple. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. When I get there, I don't know where I'm going to live. I just know I'm hungry for it. And to help you out, Santa, I've taken a couple real big steps. I saved some money and bought a real nice piece of luggage, Louis Vuitton. I can't show up Big Apple with a Sears suitcase. Okay. What I'm asking for Christmas this year, Santa, is that you make sure I pack that suitcase.